Is your favorite sports team more than 100 miles from your house? You are a long-distance fan. Hello and welcome back to the Sports Rant. Today I'm going to talk about something a little bit different than the norm, not a particular team or a particular sport, but the fan itself. In the last couple years, with the help of technology, something has come about that was a lot more rare before then, and that is the long-distance fan. With the help of technology, fans all over the country and all over the world, really, can root for whatever team they want. Today I'm going to go over the who, what, where, when, and how of being a long-distance fan. So first we'll start with what. What is a long-distance fan? To me, a long-distance fan is anyone who roots for a team that plays or is stationed over 100 miles from their house. That is a team that you can't just decide to buy tickets on a whim and go down to the ballpark and watch. It has to be an event. It has to be something significant for you to be able to go and see them. It takes effort. Also, what is a long-distance fan could mean someone who is out of their element. All the people around them root for another team, and they pick a different team to root for. That is the true definition of a long-distance fan. Now you may ask why. Why would someone choose to do this? There's lots of reasons. Either they grew up in that town that that team is from and they've since moved somewhere else. They maybe never grew up in that town, but they have another connection. Maybe they have family that grew up in that town, and when they were growing up, they didn't have a team close to root for, so they latched on to their cousins or their uncle's team that they always supported, and they too became a fan themselves. Another reason could be, unfortunately, because they win a lot. Some people decide, hey, I'm really getting into football, I'm getting into basketball. I want to pick a team to root for, and the team that's local isn't very good, so they latch on to the best team. That happens quite a bit. It's called bandwagoning. So that is why, possibly, someone is a long-distance fan. Now let's talk about the when. When means whenever, for a long-distance fan. Long-distance fans are extremely loyal and passionate and do whatever it takes to get as much information or to see their team play live. Now, to be a local fan, it's pretty easy. You just turn the TV on, 7:30 at night, 8 o'clock at night, and your team's on. Or if you want to catch a game, after work, you go and go down to the stadium. For a long-distance fan, especially if your team is on the other side of the country, this takes sacrifice. Either you're getting up very early to see them play, you're staying up very late. If you live on the East Coast and you root for a West Coast team, sometimes West Coast games don't start until 10:30 at night Eastern time. You're up until 1 in the morning watching your team play. The extreme are soccer fans here in the States. They want to see a nice football match in Europe, aka soccer. Sometimes they have to get up at 3 in the morning to see them play. Same with some of the world's greatest tennis players. They play the Australian Open. You're up at 4 a.m. to see your favorite tennis player. So when is whenever you have to be up or whenever you have to watch them, you're willing to sacrifice that time. Now let's talk about how. How is the biggest factor in why it's evolved into such a normal thing, and that is with technology. Now with TV packages, expanded sports coverage, and especially apps and the web and the internet, you are able to get up to the minute, up to the second information about your team. There's reporters on site tweeting information, writing stories just minutes after things happen, and you are getting as much information as the person who lives right down the street from where their team's playing. You are now able to be a full-fledged sports fan of a particular team and not even miss a beat. Yeah, maybe some more people get to go to games than you do, but you are just as knowledgeable. So the how is super important. You now have so many tools at your fingertips to be a long-distance fan and to stay passionate about that team. So I want you guys to comment below if you're a long-distance fan. Tell me what team you root for and why you started rooting for them. Even though technology has made it easy, you still have to have a pretty good reason and be pretty passionate about that team to stay interested. It's hard to stay passionate about a team that you never really get to see or that's playing at 4 in the morning and you have to sacrifice for. Sometimes it's not worth it, especially when they're not very good. So tell me down below why you're a long-distance fan, who you root for, and what it means to you to be a long-distance fan. So that's going to do it for the Sports Rant. Don't forget to comment below, and also like this video if you relate to it, or if you like how these points were made. Also, don't forget to subscribe so that you can stay tuned for all my other videos and we can have a better discussion about sports. We'll see you next time.